Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategic or compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP, and the focus of today's video is going to be the S1A amended version 3, and we're going to be looking at your questions, also your questions with regard to AST, and I'm also going to be looking at the question in terms of what is the resolution, or should I say what is the expected resolution. So stay tuned for that. We're also going to be looking at a letter from MMAT Metamaterials that is being sent out to shareholders and what that may mean. I'm finishing off by having a review of the weekly watch list. So let's have a look at first of all what's happening in the market. So first headline here from investing.com, the pivoters are eyeing a March cut as deflationary winds are giving a rate cut bets boost. So that's good news overall for the market. So in terms of the prediction, we're looking at potentially a cut in March. So if there is a cut in March, then obviously we're looking at potentially a good run in the markets and a bull run in the markets continuing. So we will stay tuned. In terms of US economic data this week, we also call this in our Dates and Catalyst channel in the Discord. We have factory orders Monday, ISM services Tuesday, jobs opening opportunities Tuesday, jobless claims Thursday, unemployment rate Friday, amongst a few others. And what I'd now like to do is give a shout out here to Unusual Whales, to an actual unusual trade. So apparently, according to Unusual Whales, there is a trader who's turned $70,000 into $1.28 million in 2 days. So in effect completed the challenge well ahead of schedule here. But how has he done that? So apparently this trader placed a GME $20 8th of December 2023 calls. The whale did around 70,000 and filled this at 11 cents. Then exited for an average of $1.71 for around $1.2 million, netting a return of 1,400%. So what I would certainly be interested in is this potential person an insider, or did he benefit from inside information, and why was he so confident? So we will have to wait and see. And finally, a quick trading tip for anybody looking to invest. What I've stated here in one of my tweets earlier is when you are looking to invest, keep an eye on the weekly RSI for any stocks you are watching or looking to invest in. It can be an effective way to quickly spot whether the stock is tipped to be oversold or becoming a little bit too stretched. So weekly RSI less than 30 could indicate oversold, and a weekly RSI greater than 70 could indicate overbought. Let's now move on to have a look at the questions. So what I asked earlier today was please add your questions and comments with regard to the S1A amended version 3, plus whether or not you should move your shares to AST, including any broker issues and problems. So we're going to have a look at some of the responses, including some of the responses in the channel comments as well. But as a reminder to everybody in terms of how everybody traded this and why everybody traded MMTLP the way it was traded, and a quick reminder in terms of one of George's posts, and what he stated is that Meta requests FINRA to halt MMTLP on December the 14th at close, current distribution rate, or freeze trading on December the 12th at close, current record date. Please take time to read the S1, no public trading after the distribution rate, the date, and there is no ex-dividend date as there was no financial dividend paid. So everybody was following these dates provided by George. It's all public information. So what traders were doing was simply following instructions from the insiders. Let's get straight into the questions now. So first question here is from Gino in the comments, and he stated here, great video earlier, I followed you for a while, and he's asked several times like many others, and what his question is with regard to the settlement, and what he stated, if we do not transfer to AST, or we do not have to, or do we not have to transfer? That's a response that no one can get from you, so we're going to try and respond to that now. We all follow you and know it's your decision, but being that you are making videos as the professional, we should expect a response. Obviously there are many questions and it is difficult to respond to all the questions, but we'll give this one an attempt and at least your thoughts on what you would do. So obviously, first of all, I'm sure you know everything is for entertainment and not financial advice, but in terms of would you get the settlement if you transfer or you do not transfer? So first of all, at this moment in time, there is no settlement, so it's a hypothetical question, and if there was, or should we say when there is a settlement, whether or not you have transferred to AST or whether you have not transferred to AST, as far as I'm concerned, that should not make any difference whatsoever. So the only key benefit right now of moving your shares with AST is to get qualification of shares in Newco, which is a company yet to be formed, and obviously that's the key benefit of transferring to AST. It means you will get Newco. So as far as I'm concerned, you definitely will not harm your potential to get a settlement. So one of the main reasons why I believe that is the case is because the company are stating to everybody we would like you to transfer, so you're simply following the company instructions. So let's move on now to have a look at Brent Irwin, who stated we are actually hurting ourselves by not demanding a unified fee for AST from all brokers, considering the original corporate action stated no fee to transfer. So yes, that is correct. The original corporate action did state that there should be no fee, but brokers are certainly taking advantage of that now, and many are charging a fee, many are also not charging a fee. So 100% agree there is no unified obviously response from them, and I think what I will be looking to do further down the line is try to come up with a table of all the brokers and the fees and see which ones are the worst actors in charging of the fees. So let's now have a look at the next question, and next question is from Mr. J. Chavi, and he stated, do not transfer your shares. It's a way of letting all the brokers that sold us fake shares off the hook. They want you to transfer to later to have Newco go bankrupt and all the AST be worthless. They are thieves and in it together. I'm not transferring, but you do, since I am not a financial advisor, and that is just my opinion. So obviously everybody is still entitled to their opinion, and there is no issue if you feel as though you don't want to transfer, and you're certainly not obliged or obligated to transfer. Nobody is going to tell you to transfer. The company are simply saying it is a request. So in terms of obviously informing the brokers and letting them off the hook, yes, I do see your point, and I think brokers are certainly liable in this fiasco, and they certainly need to be obviously responded to with claims, and brokers also need to be held accountable. So it is a personal decision, so we respect your decision not to transfer, and no issue with that as well. And the next shout out here is to Ysen IA Quinta Anna, and she say, hi Ali, is it necessary to transfer my MMTLP to AST? I think we've just covered that, and I think it is a personal choice, but definitely not necessary. It is optional. And what Lisa Kaufman has stated here is, between my brother and I, we have 80,000 shares. Do you think we should transfer the shares over? So again, similar question, and we cannot give a specific answer to this because it's a personal decision. So just to remind you, the benefits of transferring: you will get shares in Newco, a company yet to be formed. Benefits of not transferring: you'll still get Nexbridge Hydrocarbons. So in terms of a settlement, I do not think and do not believe it makes any difference. So whether you transfer or whether you don't transfer, you should still be entitled to any settlement, hypothetically, once we are at that stage. Right now we're not at the stage of settlement. There is strong speculation that we are getting close, but in my opinion it shouldn't make a difference. So the next quick shout out I'd like to give here is to the person going to be now from Twitter. So this question here is from Dan, who stated, what happens if you set up the transfer to AST, which appears to take some time, and there is a settlement and your share transfer is en route? So as far as I'm concerned, that certainly should not make a difference. And the reason why it shouldn't make a difference is once we have news of a settlement, I think that news is going to take these kind of scenarios and situations into account. It's not going to have a 5-day, 10-day cut-off period. I certainly think it will be a much broader time frame. So people who are moving shares to AST and that is taking some time, then I believe you will still be entitled to the settlement. It should not make any difference whatsoever. And the reason why it also should not make a difference is because once a settlement has been announced, you should have a legal obligation and legal entitlement to get that settlement if you agree to the offer. So what Deacon Blues has stated here is people who move to AST will get the dividend when the assets produce or sell. Yes, correct. So people who choose to keep the shares at the brokerage might end up in a collection of a legal battle when the assets pay out. I don't like legal battles, and he's at AST, so again, personal decision, and no qualms about that. And in fact, I know many people now, more and more, are now moving their shares to AST, and the reason why they're moving to the shares to AST is, first of all, NextBridge Hydrocarbons wants you to do that. Greg McCabe has done that, and it's also one of the ways that we can expose, obviously, a share imbalance. So what Shocker 55 has stated is, so we have to exercise our rights to get Newco shares. If we don't exercise, what do we get? Well, you still get NextBridge. And is the one Newco for one NextBridge Hydrocarbons free, or do we have to buy Newco at a certain price? Well, you don't have to buy it. It is just an exchange, and there is no financial transactions involved. I think they're moving on to the most important question, which is from FP here, and this is a common question, and that is, what does a resolution or compensation look like? So again, this is something that we have been looking at in the Discord in terms of some of the members who've asked this question, and I have given a lengthy and detailed answer to this. But basically, one thing I've stated is, in my opinion, obviously, I personally don't believe it is going to trade. I know people are still trying to say it will trade. So as far as I'm concerned, hypothetically, it's not impossible. So in theory, it is certainly possible. But in my opinion, I don't think it's going to trade. I think what we're looking at is potentially a settlement further down the line once we run through the course of Congress, and once we run through the course of all the legal challenges, and what happens in terms of that settlement. In my opinion, I think once we get news of a settlement, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that should be put to a shareholder vote, and obviously whatever figure is proposed, I think shareholders should have the final say and have the final decision. And I think what we shouldn't do is obviously accept the offer if it is not high enough. We have been victims of injustice, and in terms of an actual amount, I know people are talking $5,000 a share, $10,000 a share. In my opinion, that is completely unrealistic. We're definitely not going to get $5,000 a share, $10,000 a share, or anything around that figure. I think that there will have to be some sort of compromise, but we certainly need to be compensated, and we need to be compensated nicely in terms of obviously to pay back all the issues, problems, deaths, losses of business, losses of livelihoods, everything that needs to be compensated. So as far as I'm concerned, let's see the figures and let's have a shareholder vote, and we'll go with the majority decision. Have a look at the letter being sent out to Metamaterial shareholders. So shout out here to Just Cookie, who stated, I will call on Monday to see what this is in regards to possibly the company trying to get us to change our votes not happening today. So let's have a look at the letter, and we can see here it is from Uzi Sasson, the CEO of Metamaterials, or should we say the new CEO, and he stated here at the subject area, extremely important. But let's get straight to the point. What are they looking to do? So it states here they're trying to get hold of the shareholder regarding a very important matter. So as far as I'm concerned, what I see as the very important matter here is number 2, and that is ratification of the company's independent registered public accounting firm. But more important than that is number 3, the approval of a reverse stock split. So that is what they are looking for you to do, to approve that. And number 4, they're also looking for approval of the common stock to Lincoln Park Capital Fund to give the company more money. And obviously we know that the annual general meeting, the date for that is December the 11th, so we are getting closer and closer to that. And they've also stated that obviously this call is going to take a few minutes, so there will be many more shareholders who will be receiving this letter. So again, the decision is entirely yours, and as far as I'm aware, I think most shareholders would not be in favour of the stock split, but we will have to see what the company says about that. And finally, a quick review of last week's weekly watch list. We can see that some of the stocks that we called out included SMMT, that was up 7.6% on the week, MDGL up 9.6% on the week, AUGX up 8.3% on the week, AMT, that was up 5% on the week, Edit was up 2.5% on the week, THTX was up 16% from Monday's dip, and also a chance to get a 31% return. And some of the earnings calls that we made were Crowd up 12% on the week, Snow up 8% on the week, and ZS up 2.8% on the week. So not all calls are successful. IRBT, that was down 12.6 on the week. So if you would like to get the next weekly watch list, this is going to be shared exclusively with the Discord members prior to trading on the Monday later today. So details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.